Welcome to the Vitality Handbook. My name is Yao A. Owusu Jr. Without further ado, I have Nicholas Lopez Jr. to my left, Andres Bibbins Jr. to my right, and we are the Vitality Handbook. This is a special one because this is what you've been waiting for. Eating right for your body type. How do we prepare ourselves to have generational health with nutrition? Woo! This is a big one. Nutrition. How do we implement that into our family lives, into our lives? How do we start it to make that generational health?
Still thinking on that one.
That's tough, right?
Yeah, I'm still. I want to think about. I want to think about it. I want to take my time to think about this one.
That's a difficult task. That's right, and I know you know.
Yeah, I think.
Hold on, let me.
Okay,
It's a difficult task.
Yes, sir.
I would say honestly, it's gonna have to be like you're gonna have to be a consultant. You're gonna have to be everything. You're gonna have to be there on top. Like you literally gonna have to be on top of them. There's no, if you're trying to change because you could change it in your household.
Sure.
Now, if we're talking about auntie, grandma, and all these people, that's gonna be a difficult task, but it can still be easy in the sense of that person really wants to do it. That's an easy person to get to. And then I think if those family members transform, the other family members will see it and, be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take heed. So what did you do? And then they'll start preaching it. So I think that's really what it is. And I would say you're gonna have to bogart someone home. I'm gonna let you go, but you're gonna have to take everything out, buy groceries and redo the refrigerator, the cabinets and all those things all over again. I say if you're looking to really do that, that's a job.
Right.
So I'll let you take it.
I like that. I take a macro view, but a micro view. So I look at a big picture, but I have an approach that's one simple change. And that one simple change is simple. You need to basically manipulate your own genetics. So we all have genes. It's called epigenetics. And what we do, epigenetics is just it's how your genes replicate. Everyone has a code. I'm 6 foot. I'm this chocolate brown. My bald head, I shaved it. Genetically, there's some hair, some stubble up there. But how I prepare my body, I control that genetics with nutrition, right? I control the readout. If anybody has lost weight or changed their body, you've manipulated your readout. It's called a phenotype, right? Not the genotype, but the phenotype. How it's replicated. Every 7 years, all of the cells in your body is replicated completely. From your eyes, your eyelash, your eyebrows, cells in your liver, cells in your brain, it all replicates. So you can change that. You can change yourself, and by having kids, you implement it to that generation, that generation, that generation. You can also go to your community, like Dre said. You can go out to your community and change their generations. But if you want to create generational health and nutrition, you have to start with yourself. And then you replicate, right? You procreate. You make sure, even if you have a child that you adopted, right? If you adopted, you can still implement those things into that child because you're the parent. You're in control. You can't start with, man, the kids just don't like that. They like McDonald's all the time. No, those are lies. You like McDonald's. You like McDonald's. You like McDonald's. You're the parent. You're in control. You're the leader of the family. You take control by showing them what you do with your body, and you replicate the people that you're in charge of. If it's baby, for the sister, it might not be your baby. It might be your sister, it might be your brother. You're in charge of the leader now. So you have to now implement it. Like you said, it's a difficult task. It's a difficult task. I got two families that I have to lift up. Right? And it starts with me. So it's a difficult task, but that one simple change is starting with you. Change your genetic readout. Change your epigenetics. And we do that by eating right for your body type. Making sure you're aware of what your body type is, and then do it.
Thought about it, and I had to zoom out, and I was like, all right, but the essence of what Dre's saying is like the reason you're going in and trying to revamp everything is because of the care and love, right? So some of these like deep emotions. Yao, you're basically talking about taking ownership first for yourself and then ownership of how your community's awareness around nutrition evolves over time. So, but to zoom out even further than that, it's like it gets deeper because if we zoom out one layer outside of that, then we're looking at how your other family members or other community members do two things. Number one, how they interpret showing care and concern through food. Because some family members, or part of their culture or their generation is, I'm going to show love or care and concern through sharing food and sharing meals with something. So that's a deeply emotional space. And then the second part is the ownership part. So already in these kind of communities that get most affected by these lifestyle diseases, ownership already is a challenge. So to then go into, you know what I'm saying? To then go into, no, you have ownership over your food decisions. That comes with a lot more things, right? Because now you have to take ownership. In order to have ownership of your food decisions, now you need to have ownership over your finances. Because that's one aspect of taking ownership over food decisions, because you have to see how much you're spending, see what your budget is in order to get more quality food into your household or make more aware food choices. You need to also be aware about finances. You also need to be aware about emotional regulation, which again, in these pockets of society, sometimes that's harder. Actually, in all pockets of society, emotional regulation stuff. So you also need to take ownership over emotional regulation before you take ownership over trying to change your food dynamic. Because a lot of people regulate their emotions with food. 100%. I feel tired, or I feel weak, or I feel insecure, or I'm gonna look for comfort, I'm gonna look for energy. So it's such a, I would say those are the themes that I'm getting. It's like ownership and what ownership comes with. And then ownership, and then realizing that sometimes you just have to have a conversation with, like, no, I actually care about you before you go into the, let me take all the stuff off your fridge, because as soon as those things run out, how are you empowering your community, your people to make those choices on their own? You know, it's really, what I learned from my family is like sharing information on the harmful, like why processed deli meat is so bad for you, or why fried foods are so bad for you. Honestly, I have to have another conversation.
Education.
Yeah. Literally, I have to have another conversation recently about, like, listen, like, in this, I'm not going to go too much detail, but basically what I wrote out is like, to a certain member of my family, I said, I have to explain what it means that poor people pay. I have to explain that dynamic, because not just poor in finances, but also poor in awareness, poor in health, because, you know, you're going to pay the big pharma industries now with your health, because now it's deteriorating because some of the choices you're making. Let's have a real conversation, like, why is it always these pockets? I'm not, literally with this member of the family, and be like, why do you think it's mostly these pockets of society that deal with the lifestyle, type 2 diabetes, with the obesity, with the hidden hunger, where people kids are obese, but their blood work is coming out where they're malnourished, but they're obese. I want to have a conversation. Like, what's your perspective on why these things exist?
100%. I mean, I think this is beautiful. What you're saying leads right into my agenda for today, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. You said it already, it's awareness. One, you have to be aware. Everything you were naming was education. You're educating, you're educating. You're letting them know, but one, they have to be aware what's going on. Like, why is this bad for me? How is this going to affect me? One, how is it going to affect my mental? Well, how's it going to affect all the 5 pillars, right? How's it going to affect your sleep? How's it going to affect how you exercise? How's it going to affect your healing? How's it going to affect your emotional intelligence? How's it going to affect everything? How's it going to affect your intellect? How's it going to affect how your memory? You have to go into why they need to understand and apply these things for their life to be a functional human being. Like, you have to break it down, because in whatever language you know how to do it, right? So I'm a scientist, we're all scientists, we all believe in science, but sometimes you have to go into explanation very simple. Like, these are the studies, this leads to this, death. Look at this family, look at these people that have this death. Look at our families, why they died for this, death, diabetes, death. Digestion issues, cancer. These are all things that run in our family because of this. Research. Continue. How do you feel? Oh, energy, I don't have energy. Why? Continue. I told It's here, boom, here, do it. That's it. 2 days, do it, see how you feel. I don't hear nothing else. That's it. If you're going to be part of my tribe, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it together, we're going to build. Do you want to be healthy? Yes. Then no. It's not going to happen. So finding that awareness of why this needs to be happening, and then from that, you apply everything that you said. We have 7 major habits. I'm not going to go through them today. Wait for the next episode for that you actually apply to help. But the basis is being aware first. What is your nutritional awareness? Are you aware? Are you at a level 1? You have no awareness at all. You have no idea that these foods are bad for you. And once you understand that it's not appropriate for the goals that you want, you wouldn't be healthy on a diet, would you? Then you can start applying these things into culture, into life, sprinkling it around, just start off with more water, like you can have those tactics. So that's fantastic. Guys, I want to know what you have used, right? So we want to lead by example. I want to know what you have used in your past, present, future to help generational health and nutrition. What are you doing currently to help that situation in your family, in your life, take any way you want it? You can give an example of anything, how you do it for yourself, how you do it for your family, whatever you've done.
I gave an example already on Thanksgiving in another episode, but more recently, honestly, it's having. I got 2 sisters, right? So it's different. It's different how to approach it. But for the older one, my goal is to take her food shopping and make a dish that we both like. She likes to cook. But I can tell, and basically I want to just share a cooking experience with her where we pick the dish, I take her to the grocery store and kind of go through that process, and then go through that sharing a meal together, the prep of a meal together. But for the younger one, it's tough because honestly, it's like I gotta get to my mom first. I'm gonna be straight up, because at that age most of your food decisions are going to be led by what the parent is saying. And I'm still figuring that out for the younger one. Although it's great, but it's I'm an older brother, so I'm always going to want better. But, that's where I'm at right now.
Great job, Nick. I would say in a household, wherever I'm going to be at, I think people will adopt my methods. I would say for my kids and the little ones with me, if someone asks me, I'll explain to them and tell them why. Oh, why you always eat turkey or chicken or fish and just rice? And then what I'll do is I'll break down the reason why I'm only eating this much or that much, or I'm only picking this, or why is this more than that? And I'll explain to them my workouts. And I'll break all that down. Well, I had a hard day today, so I'm gonna eat a little bit more. You ate less than last time. Well, I'm eating a little bit less because this is my pre-meal versus my post-meal. So I break all those things down. Oh, why are you taking, what is that? Oh, this is Juice Plus. It helps with, your digestion. This is your, I don't like to eat fruit. So I'll tell them I don't like to eat veggies. So I'll tell them that. I don't like veggies, but I'll drink my veggies. Oh, okay. I tell them nothing is wrong with those things. Not saying you have to eat your veggies or you should, and this why it's no, you have options of how to get those good foods in. So when they ask me even Juice Plus or EAAs or something like that, or a protein shake, it's oh, Andre, what is that? Why are you taking that? And I'll break down, see, this is whey protein. Then you have casein protein, you have isolated, hydrolyzed, and I'll break all those things down to them, right? And they see how I look at the back of packets and I'll read oh, they have this, I don't want this, I'll take that. And they pick up those good habits. I'll see them, but Andre, this has saturated fat in it, right? It has X, Y, Z. And I see, that's where I want to say where fathers don't get our credit at. I just have to say that. That's how we teach and how we lead. You know what I mean? Life lessons through that way, right? So that was a good way for me to just plug that in there real quick. But that's how I will coach, train, and teach and those things like that, right? So I'm not really an emotional person and want to be up on, but that's a good way. And then we got more of that stuff coming, but go ahead, y'all.
I love that. Again, this has been a fantastic episode. What I want to say is when you're starting your journey, you're in a thrive mode. I'm okay, I'm doing well. I want to do better for myself. I want to start a family. I want to get my family, lift them up through nutrition. I want everybody, if you're going to start, this is what needs to happen. You need to make sure that you have a plan that was made for you, and you need to make sure you have a plan that's made for them. Now, part of what he's saying is he's going through the ins and outs of what he's doing, and his plan is to educate. Father style. Father style is to give information. We're giving information to our wives, to our people that we love, and through that information, we make a baby, right?
And I want to say, giving the information of options.
Yes.
Of not as a one thing.
Perfect.
It's not one thing.
And where do you get those options from is because if you have to make adjustments and if you being an intelligent creature, you have to be able to adapt. And you give these information because, everyone has to adapt. Dad, mom have to adapt. We have to learn that adaptation needs to happen through we're teaching, right? Now, we have to understand that we have to be aware of how we accept the information and how each individual, your sister, your brother, your aunt, everyone's not the same. That's the task that you have to do as a leader. You have to learn how to lead. First, you have to learn how to get this person interested in what you're talking about. That's on you. There's many different methods for that. And there's different ways to kind of approach it. If I don't eat my veggies, this is what I got to do. If I don't get enough fats, I might supplement with this. Or do I even need supplements? Learning what you need to tell this person to get them out of what they do. So you have to be aware. Once you're aware, then you can make a program. Your program could be, I'm going to go grocery shopping with them. So that's his program. It's literally his program to help her get out of the situation she is in, to have generational health and nutrition, is going to the grocery store, picking a meal that they will get. That is a perfect program because he found out what works for her. Same thing with him. I know he teaches us. He teaches us. Nick and I have certification of yin yang nutritionism. Dre teaches us. We listen because he has experience. And you have to understand that trumps everything. Right? So learning yourself, how you learn, and then learning your people, your tribe, who you want to teach up. Guys, it's gym time. Let's drop it. We're talking to humans here, right? We're all humans. Terminator, alien, wizard. Still humans, though. We might, flex a little bit. Okay. Ooh, you don't even have to flex. Not fair, man. Not fair.
I gotta flex.
We'll start with you. Gym time.
I would say just realize nutrition is like a highly emotional thing for people, especially in my culture, the Latin, Afro-Latin, Southern American culture. It's like it could be highly emotional because it's not just the food. It's I was brought up to make sure this person's ready for work, and if I don't do it, then I'm not this. Or if they're underfed, it reflects my ability as a person. If this person's too skinny, it reflects me. I mean, it gets pretty deep.
No, that's actually, and that's in a lot of cultures, but I know that too is about the Latin culture, but it's funny that you're saying, I'm like, that's so crazy how that's a whole nother subject on a whole nother thing where like, that's controversy talk, but you know what I mean? But
You gotta respect, I'm just saying respect that
it's
it's
crazy
not.
how that is.
Yeah,
That belief of someone who created that belief.
Bars.
Who created that belief? So that's why I say this is a whole. Who created that belief? Who created that belief that if your man doesn't have a belly, has diabetes, has whatever, who created that belief in these cultures, in our cultures, or if you have a culture or whatever, who created that belief? That's it. So it's up to you to be a free thinker.
Jeff, Dre, you go first?
Mine's gonna be simple with everything we said, because nutrition is such a hard thing, and I think people downfall is trying to be perfect with nutrition. So I would say strive for progression and not perfection with nutrition. Because people think that like, I messed up one time, I had one little meal, and now their whole thing is, I'm just gonna start eating like crap now because I missed that one. That's it. So strive for progression, not perfection.
Listen, this is how we close it out. Everybody is in charge. You are in charge of healing your body, healing your soul, healing your spirit, healing your mind, healing your culture, healing whatever trauma you have passed down from generations. I'm going to make you fat or whatever. Listen, man, you can feed someone, have them be healthy, but if you have the awareness that this is what's going to optimize them, that's what it starts from. And we all have that choice. When it comes down to it, it sucks, but it doesn't suck, because we're in control. We are 100% control, so whatever you look at it, whatever obstacle you have, you are in control of what you put in your mouth. That's it. That's the number one thing. Now, if you need help, seek professionals, seek coaching. Seek professionals, seek coaching, seek help. It might be mental help that you might need, right? For trauma, have someone, have a loved one that loves you. But always remember, you're in charge and have the responsibility to heal and restore your body every day through nutrition. Please choose wisely. As always, Yao A. Wilson Jr., your vitality consultant. We are the Vitality Handbook. Let's get it.
Beautiful work today.